Hey, what's up everybody? This is Osterberg501 and today I want to go over one of, if not the best ways to make gold currently in Lost Ark. And this method of making gold can legitimately make you hundreds of thousands of gold in not too long of a period. And the only thing you're really going to need to make gold with this method is to be in tier 3. And the basis of this gold making method is to sell upgrade materials for massive amounts of gold once you get into tier 3. Now I'm going to be talking about a specific way to do this, and there are other ways to go about farming different upgrade materials to sell, and I think I'm going to do other videos going over that, but this specific way is a much more open-ended way to continue to farm these resources pretty much as you want if you want to keep putting in the time to farm these resources. And this specific method of making gold is going to be tied to the Chaos Dungeon system. So you're going to have to understand the basics of this system itself. So you have your Chaos Dungeons. You can do 2 of them a day with your Aura of Resonance, which will give you normal rewards. But then you can start doing what are known as Infinite Chaos Dungeons after your 2 Aura of Resonance runs every day. And this will mainly give you 2 specific resources that are used to buy items from the Chaos Dungeon vendor. And this is what we're going to be doing to make ridiculous amounts of gold. And the vendor you're going to be looking for to buy these items at are called Exchange Chaos Dungeon Shard vendors, and they're going to be always located next to the Chaos Dungeon statue in any of the major cities. So you're going to talk to this lady, and you're going to want to go to tier 3. Like I mentioned, you have to be in tier 3 for this. And the tier 3 rewards are completely different from tier 1 and tier 2 rewards. Tier 1 and tier 2 rewards are all bound when you buy them, so you can only use them on that character, only use them to upgrade. But once you get to tier 3, all of the upgrade materials aren't bound. You can trade all of these resources to other characters, to other players, or you can sell them all on the market. So all of these different materials, you can buy them and just sell them. And the cost and limit of these are also a bit different. So as you see, the weekly limit is 99 of each one of these purchases, and that is a roster limit. But there's also something else tied to this. So every time you buy one of these, the price will go up. So say we have an Honor Leapstone right here. It says you can buy 99 on your roster per week. So I'm going to go spend the 100 of these Shards of Purification, one of the resources from Infinite Chaos Dungeons, on this. It's going to give me my 1 Honor Leapstone that again I could sell on the market. Now it goes up to 130. So every time you buy one of these, it gets more expensive. This pretty much means you're not really going to be able to viably buy all 99 a week. It's going to take way too long, but it only increases the price of that specific item. So I have greater Honor Leapstones right here. 130, I'm going to buy one. It goes up to 170. Doesn't affect anything else. And again, every single one of these are sellable, and these are what we're going to be selling for gold, and we'll go over the prices in a minute. But the overall strategy of this is going to be is you're going to go through and buy, say, the first 5 or 10 of every different resource. So buy 5 or 10 Leapstones, 5 or 10 Great Leapstones, 5 or 10 Honor Shard pouches, and go through all of these and buy the first 5 or 10 and then sell all of them. And this will allow you to make the most amount of gold in the quickest amount of time. Now, like I mentioned, the price keeps going up, so it gets harder and harder to farm these. And if you just want to farm these ridiculously for a full week, you can just keep going and buying more of these resources as they get more and more expensive. But the first 5 or 10 buys are going to be some of the most efficient ways currently in the game to make gold, and that's because of the prices of these items. So to find the prices of all these items, you're going to go to the market, you're going to go to enhancement materials, click on all, then go up and sort by tier, go to tier 3. And this is going to be all the items that we can get from that shop and sell. Everything here besides the smaller pouches, we can get from that shop and then sell them. So first off, we have Solar Graces. This is one of the items you could buy. I think you get 7 every buy, currently 60 gold. They're most likely going to go back up a little bit. I think they're just a little bit cheap right now. For whatever reason, people putting them up for much cheaper prices. As you can see, someone put them up for like 10 below the next offer. So these are probably average of 70 to 80 gold. 10 Guardian Stone Crystals, which is how much you get every time you buy, is 60 gold for the 10, 90 gold for the 10 Destruction Stones. Honor Leap Stones, which you get 1 per buy, is 170 to 180 gold. Solar Blessing, which are the upgraded versions of Solar Grace, essentially 300 gold a piece. The Honor Shard pouches are 400 gold a piece. The Greater Honor Leap Stones, which you saw are actually pretty cheap and I think are the most lucrative thing to buy, are 400 to 500 gold. Then solar protections. I think these are a bit expensive from the vendor, but they're 600 to 700 gold, let's say. So you can see these items are very expensive, and you can get a good chunk of these pretty quickly. And like I mentioned, to get these shards of purification, you're just going to run the infinite chaos dungeons. So you're going to keep doing runs after you've done your first 2 of the day. And something that's nice about these is that going to higher levels of the chaos dungeons don't seem to increase the shards of purification. I have the first 3 levels at tier 3 unlocked, and it doesn't seem there's any difference between the average amount of shards I'm getting. I think I get around 150 shards on average, and you could do those runs in 5 minutes or less, and you can actually get a decent bit of stuff, and you can usually end up buying, at least for your first couple buys, one of these items per run. And I do think selling these on the market is going to be much better than using them to upgrade your gear right now, and that's due to a few reasons. First off, these resources right now are ridiculously overpriced. If you go and compare these to other regions, our prices are massively inflated. Now that's partially due to not a lot of people being in tier 3, but the prices for these materials will steadily drop, and especially once we start to get events that give more resources that a lot of other regions get pretty consistently, these prices will drop a lot more. So selling the resources right now while the prices are high is going to allow you to earn a massive amount of gold, and then if you want to upgrade quicker, you could just down the road buy the much cheaper priced resources with all of the gold you've made once they're higher priced. And a second reason is because there's not really anything special going on at tier 3 right now. We just got announced that sometime in March, most likely the end of March, we will be getting our first Abyss raid, which will be kind of the first more endgame raid style of content we're getting in the Western version, and we still don't even know when we're getting our first Legion raid, which is the real magnum opus of the endgame, the hardest and biggest of the raids. So upgrading your gear super high in tier 3 doesn't really have a big purpose, and I think you'll see this with a lot of the very experienced players that come from other regions, is that they're getting their gear to say 1350 and then pretty much stopping and only using bound materials to continue to upgrade their gear, and they're selling all the unbound materials on the market like you can do with all of these bought materials from this vendor. And just to give you guys a good idea of how easy it is to make gold once you're in tier 3 and start doing even just this method, is that I have made vast majority of my gold once I've hit tier 3. I've only been in tier 3 for I think 3 days or so, and the vast majority of the gold I have made has been from this vendor and from this method. And I think in those 3 days I probably made around 50,000 gold, and I'm investing a lot of that into buying crystals with it right now. But just doing this method can make you tens of thousands of gold pretty easily every single week on one character just farming some chaos dungeons. But that's pretty much all I want to go over with this method. Like I mentioned, there are more methods of farming up materials to sell once you're in tier 3, and I'm going to be doing other videos going over those specific methods as well. Those methods can also earn you thousands and thousands of gold pretty easily. That's pretty much all I want to go over with this. So subscribe if you want to see more Lost Ark or other MMO videos. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about this gold farm, and thanks for watching.